You're intelligent, you analyze, you problem solve. You see patterns others miss, and yet, you're in a relationship that everyone else can see is destroying you. Your friends know, your family knows, even you know, but you stay, and you can't figure out why. Here's the thing about intelligence. It doesn't protect you from bad relationships. Sometimes it makes it worse. Because intelligence gives you something dangerous, the ability to rationalize anything. Let's start with what's actually happening. When you're intelligent, you're skilled at finding reasons. Reasons things make sense. Reasons to stay. Reasons this time will be different. You tell yourself, they're going through a hard time. They had a difficult childhood. If I just communicate better ... if I just give them more time ... These aren't lies, they're partial truths. And that's what makes them so effective. Research from the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology shows that intelligent people are more likely to create elaborate justifications for staying in situations that contradict their values because you can see the complexity. You understand nuance, you empathize deeply, you consider all angles, and all that intelligence becomes a maze that keeps you trapped, not because you can't find the exit, but because you're too smart to take it. You can always find one more reason to stay, one more perspective to consider, one more chance to give. Your intelligence, which solves everything else ... becomes the thing keeping you stuck. Now let's talk about the sunk cost fallacy. Economists identified this in the 1980s. It's the tendency to continue investing in something because of what you've already invested, even when continuing clearly makes no sense. You've been together 3 years, you've moved cities for them, you've met their family, you've integrated lives. And your brain does math. I've invested 3 years. If I leave now, those years are wasted, but here's the trap. Those years are already spent, whether you leave now or in 3 more years. You don't get them back. The only question is, do you want to add more years to the loss? But intelligent people struggle with this more than others. Research from organizational behavior and human decision processes found that people with higher cognitive ability are more susceptible to sunk cost fallacy. Because you remember everything you've invested, every sacrifice, every compromise, every moment you chose them over yourself. And walking away feels like admitting failure, not just relationship failure, but intellectual failure. How did I not see this sooner? How did I let it get this far? And for intelligent people, admitting you were wrong about something this important, that's harder than staying. Now we get to cognitive dissonance. This is the psychological discomfort you feel when you hold to contradictory beliefs. Belief 1, I'm intelligent and make good decisions. Belief 2, I'm in a relationship that's clearly bad for me. These can't both be true. So, your brain has to resolve the conflict, and here's what it does. It changes the belief that's easier to change. You can't change the fact that you're intelligent. That's your identity. So, you change the other belief. It's not that bad. Everyone has problems. No relationship is perfect. At least they're not abusive. Classic cognitive dissonance resolution. Research by Leon Festinger in 1957 showed that people will change their attitudes to match their behaviors rather than change their behaviors to match their attitudes. Because changing your behavior means admitting you've been wrong, facing what you've tolerated, accepting what you've lost. And your intelligent brain says, that's too painful. Let me rewrite the story instead. So, you minimize, you rationalize. You focus on the good moments, you make it make sense. And your intelligence, which should free you, becomes the lock on your cage. Here's another way intelligence hurts you. You're good at seeing potential, not what is, what could be. You see who they could become if they went to therapy, dealt with their trauma, worked on themselves, finally committed, and that vision is so clear. You can see it, you can almost touch it. So, you stay for the potential. But here's what you're missing. Potential that never actualizes is just hope, and hope is not a plan. You're not in a relationship with their potential. You're in a relationship with who they are, right now, today, and who they are today, is hurting you. The intelligent mind can project into the future, can imagine transformation, can see the path from here to there. But you can't walk that path for them. They have to choose it, and most of the time, they don't. Here's the final cruel irony. You're good at seeing patterns. It's probably one of your strengths. You see, when they're stressed, they withdraw. When they're hurt, they lash out. When they're scared, they push away. And understanding the pattern feels like progress. If I know the pattern, I can work with it. If I understand why, I can help. If I see it coming, I can prepare. But patterns that hurt you don't stop hurting because you understand them. In fact, it gets worse, because now you have data. You know exactly when and how you'll be hurt, and you stay anyway, telling yourself, at least I'm prepared, at least I understand why, at least I can predict it. But preparation in protection. Understanding isn't solving. Predicting isn't preventing. You're just a very informed victim, and intelligence gave you the map, but not the exit. So, how do you use your intelligence to leave instead of stay? Step 1. Analyze the cost, not the investment. Stop asking, how much have I invested? Start asking, how much will it cost me to stay? Not in past years, in future years. Your health, your peace, your self-respect, your time. Your intelligence can calculate that. Let it. Step 2. Write the truth without rationalization. They make me feel small. Not, they make me feel small. But it's because they're insecure. Strip the justification. Just the facts. What they do. How it makes you feel. How often it happens. Your intelligence wants to add context. Don't let it. Step 3. Trust the pattern, not the potential. If the pattern over 3 years is, they promise change but don't change, then the pattern is the truth, not the potential. Not the promises, the pattern. Your intelligence isn't the problem. The way you've been using it is. It's a tool, and tools can build prisons or doors. You get to choose. More on using intelligence for freedom next time.